Maybe
Oh man.
2-4. I'm saying 2-4.
All right. As far as I'm concerned, a lot of focus is on Minnesota now. They have Brett Favre, and I've heard people even say now they're Super Bowl contenders with Brett Favre. And listen, I like Brett, and I think he'll do fine. I think Minnesota will be good enough, but I think that the attention should be on Green Bay and Chicago. I think it's going to be one of these two teams, and I'm going to go with Green Bay. Yep, I'm going to go with Green Bay. And I think Chicago's going to make it interesting. I think it's going to be really close. It might even come down to like a tiebreaker scenario.
I really want to agree with you because I'm a Packers fan.
Really?
But I think I'm going to go with the Bears.
Really?
And this one you can probably flip a coin because I'm not gonna pick Minnesota like a lot of people are. I think bringing in Brett Favre could have been worse than using one of the two guys already there.
Yeah.
And nothing against him, and that's not animosity towards Brett Favre because I am a Packer fan or anything. But I'm going to go with the Bears, and this is why, because the Bears were one horrible choke loss at Texas last year away from making the playoffs.
Yeah.
They've got a pretty good team. They've got a really good offensive line. They've got one of the best running backs in the entire NFC.
Forte.
And now they have a quarterback that can actually throw the ball downfield. Now, granted, he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to, but maybe these guys we've never heard of because they've never had anybody to throw the ball to.
Okay.
So
that's a fair argument because I've always said this about the Bears. Listen, last year the Bears were a 9-win team.
That's right.
With Kyle Orton at the helm.
That's right.
This year they have what is supposed to be the easiest schedule in all of football. They have one of the easiest schedules in the last 20 years. Going into the season, that's a fact. They play. Obviously, they have to play the Lions twice, so that's easy enough.
Mm-hmm.
But then they play the NFC West,
which is a cakewalk.
Which, Arizona, who everybody loves so much, Arizona only won 9 games last year and stumbled their way into the Super Bowl. They're not an unbeatable team by any stretch of the imagination. So, San Francisco is always weak, even though they should be a little bit better. Seattle should be a little bit better, but I still don't think they're going to be that great. Mm-hmm. And St. Louis is just
we'll just leave it at that.
I don't even know.
St. Louis is a tire fire right now.
Yeah, tire fire is perfect. Absolutely. They're awful. They're absolutely terrible. So, the Bears have. Also, they get to play the AFC East.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it the East?
Well, hold on.
I think it is.
They get to play. No, it's not. It's the
North.
Yeah, it's the AFC North.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's right. And that's Baltimore and Pittsburgh, so that's tough. But remember, that's also Cincinnati and Cleveland.
Right.
So that's 2 more games that they should win. This is that's 7 or 8 games that they should win right off the bat, and then you figure they'll be competitive for some of those other games. So I like the Bears' chances to win some games. They win 9 with Kyle Orton. Now they have a real quarterback. That's why I said they'll make it interesting. It'll possibly even be a tiebreaker, but I really, really like Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers in his first year as a starter was absolutely huge statistically.
Right.
They only won 6 games.
The thing with Green Bay is the defense was terrible last year.
Yeah.
They lost a lot of 3-point games.
Yeah, you can't
a lot of coming down with the last-second field goal type thing. And I just don't think that they've improved enough from 6-10 to be like a 10-16.
Really?
I just don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well,
I hope so. I hope so.
Agree to disagree. I think that Green Bay pulls off 11 wins and takes the North.
I just
and I think the Bears win 10 or 11.
And I don't think Ryan Grant's as solid as he was a couple years ago.
Ryan Grant went for over 1,200 last year with a bad hammy.
He did. It was a hard 1,200 to get for him.
Yep. Yeah, and he fell off. He fell off in a lot of people's eyes because he only had 4 touchdowns. But 1,200 yards.
It's a lot.
With a sore hammy is nothing to be too sad about. I like Ryan Grant. So you say Chicago, I say Green Bay. We both went Philadelphia in the NFC East. That moves us, my friend, on to the NFC South. And if you're just joining us, I, of course, Eric Pedigo. And you're listening to the Eric Pedigo Show on ericpedigo.com. But my friend over there is not named Eric. He's TJ, and he's hanging in TJ Spain, and we're glad to have him. You've done radio before, right?
Well, yeah, in college, a little bit there. Student radio.
Yeah?
Yeah, the only real radio was the pop radio.
So you were a pop radio DJ?
I did. It was an intern thing. Don't judge me.
That's all right. Let's see. F-tastic in the basement radio room says Detroit. I don't know. And then Tiffer says, didn't the Dolphins a couple years ago win, 2, and then come back and win 9 last year?
They actually won 11.
Won 11 last year, Tiffer. Yep.
In the division.
E. Zeidler says Chicago. They did. Went to the playoffs. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. So if Miami can go from 2 wins to 11, Green Bay can definitely go from 6 to 11.
Yeah, they can, and I hope they do.
I know.
I just don't see it this year.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. So you've done a little radio, a little FM DJ radio. Did you have to
You
have to
voice.
pretend like you had to do the voice?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh God.
I had to take the 10th caller, the 12-year-old from somewhere.
Caller number 10.
That's right.
Oh man, the voice. I love the radio voice. Some people do it well and it sounds natural.
Not for me.
But other people, they get all high-pitched and then they bring it down, and it's like it sounds really bad and fake. And
I wasn't cut out to be wacky FM DJ.
Me neither. I wasn't even cut out to do this, but I forced myself upon everyone. I'm like, hey, you want to be my Facebook friend? Oh, yeah, I know Eric Pedigo for a lot of time. Hey, he's my boy, yeah. And I'm like, listen to my show. Okay.
Do it.
All right, fine. All right, NFC South. And this is where I missed last year because I picked New Orleans to go to the Super Bowl and lose to Pittsburgh. And they sure didn't sniff the playoffs even, let alone the Super Bowl. Right? Did they go to the playoffs? What happened? Carolina went.
No, they didn't go to the playoffs.
Really? Who went?
Atlanta,
that's right.
Atlanta won the division.
That's right. I keep forgetting little Matty Ice. So what? Any chance Atlanta repeats? We're talking about New Orleans, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Carolina.
Absolutely.
Like Atlanta, huh?
Absolutely.